The motto of the Boy Scouts is always be prepared, or something like that. I was never a Boy Scout. Nevertheless, it's a good idea to be prepared for emergencies, civil unrest, natural disasters, sudden zombie apocalypse. You never know what might happen. So what would you do in the event of something were to happen and you were away from home, or you had to flee your home in a moment's notice? Well, a book I was reading on survival mentioned a last-ditch bag. The last-ditch bag is something that you can keep in your car, on your person. It's small, and it's something that you would have in the event that your bug-out bag is lost, taken, or you have no way of getting to it. I'm putting together a bug-out bag that I will post at another date after it's complete. As you can see here, my last-ditch bag is a small OD green, looks like a military style bag. It has the quick latch connectors, and on the back it has straps with snaps and maul straps too. I'm not really sure what those are called. The bag itself is approximately about 8 inches wide, about 9.5 to 10 inches, and it's about, when it's full, as I've got it right now, it's about 4 inches. It contains everything I would need in the event that I would have to flee, or if I'm someplace in my car and broke down and had no way of getting help. I have everything in here I need. I could survive at least 2 days, 3 days, even maybe even longer if need be, on what's contained inside this bag. So let's take a look to see what I have. It has Velcro, so it closes very nicely. On the side here, I have a Kershaw small knife, spring assisted. This can be used as a tool or as a defensive weapon if need be. I like the serrated blade, that way you can cut things with it, like rope, paracord. The book also recommended keeping a small can of paper spray for defense. Now, I don't have the full pack in here, but this is a Aquamira water filter. It's called a Frontier. This is good for filtering water that you will come across, like in a stream, river, flowing water. Now, this filter will not kill some of the nastier bacteria, but it's better than nothing. Now, this is my own idea. I've put in here 2 1-quart Ziploc bags, which I'll get to the reason for that in a minute, for holding water. And the reason I chose 1 quart is that's what the water purification tablets requires, 1 quart of water. This is a small keychain flashlight. You can purchase these at Walmart. They're real cheap. By the way, the bag, I purchased the bag from Army Surplus World in Houston, Texas. It's very cheap. It was just, I think, about $7, $8. I've also have a multi-tool. Sheffield has a number of blades on it, different things. Sort of blades, and in the event that you are in a survival situation, this multi-tool will help you out a lot. I keep a small Gideon Bible in here, New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs. If you're in a survival situation, you definitely want to get close to God. Plus, it'll give you some good reading. I've also put in my bag I have 3 pure protein bars for a little quick energy and something to eat. In a survival situation, you might not have time to stop and trap or hunt or fish. This bag contains cotton balls that have been impregnated with petroleum jelly for fire starting. Put them down, get them going. They will burn for several minutes actually. It's a good way to get a fire started. In a survival situation, fire, shelter, and water are your 3 most important elements. This is a coffee filter. Fold it up. This will filter out impurities from water like dust, dirt, twigs, whatever, and make the water a little easier to drink. And then after you add your purification tablets, which I'll get here in a second. This here's a bag of Aquamira water purification tablets. These will kill just about everything in the water. If you don't have the ability to boil water, this is the next best thing. These will kill the nastiest cysts and bacteria, viruses, and just about everything. I purchased these off of Amazon. These are what the military uses. You can't get much better than these. This I purchased on Amazon. This is a fire starter. Flint and steel, old-fashioned style. However, if you look closely, there's a little built-in compass, and this thing is surprisingly accurate. On the back here is a signal whistle. It takes a little practice to figure out how to use it, but it's surprisingly loud, works very well, and for the money, it's cheap insurance to have another means to make fire. I have a disposable cigarette lighter, and wrapped around it, I've placed duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything, so it's always a good idea to have a little bit with you. And another way to make fire. I have a space blanket or emergency blanket or however you want to call it. Purchased this at Walmart. Just a few dollars. Keeps the body warm, keeps the sun off you if you're in a sunny area. Wind, waterproof, cheap insurance. In here, this bag, another 1-quart bag, I have fishing tackle. I have a small spool of line here. It's 100 yards. It's 300 feet of 10-pound line, some weights, hooks, bobbers. I also, if you can see here, that's 9 feet of stainless steel braided line for making a snare. So you can learn how to snare animals, small game. $50 feet of paracord. Purchased this at Walmart. You can use this for a number of things. To make an expedient shelter, tying things up, hanging game, whatever. This I purchased from Amazon. It is an emergency Norwegian poncho. You can wear it in wet weather. It comes all sealed up like this, very handy. And another nice thing is you can make a tent out of this. So if you have your paracord and this, you can make shelter. You always have shelter with you. I've got a handkerchief in here. This is another thing that you can use for filtering water of impurities. And inside it, I have a Fresnel lens. It's like a magnifying glass made out of plastic. It's handy for looking at things, but also it's another means to make fire. And mixed in here too is a signal mirror. I purchased this at Walmart. It's a real small one, but if you're stranded someplace, you can signal for help using this. This I purchased at Walmart is a collapsible cup. It's made out of silicone. It will hold 16 ounces. This is a great thing to have, that after you make your purified water, you can pour it into this and have it handy. It's not to cook in, but definitely something handy to have for drinking. The Sheffield multi-tool also came with this box cutter. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space, so I threw it in there. It's something else that could come in handy if need be. I've also have this saw for cutting limbs, and this uses the same kind of blade assembly that you find in a chainsaw with two handles, so you can cut it back and forth. It cuts very quickly, very handy to have, doesn't take up a lot of room, doesn't weigh much. And then the last item here on this list is a little miniature first aid kit that I put together. In it, I have a small assortment of Band-Aids, some that are about this size, and then I have a couple larger ones. And then over this side I have naproxen sodium, which is a leave, acetaminophen, Tylenol, regular old-fashioned aspirin. I have some Tums, and then these are Imodium for diarrhea or dysentery. Very handy to have. This little container, I cannot remember where it came from. I'm thinking I picked it up at Walmart. But anyway, all these things fit together nice and neat inside this bag here. You can take it with you in the car if you're going hiking just through the woods. Slip it on your belt, carry it along. That way, if something happens and you get stranded, you can't make it back, you've got everything you need right here. Like I said, you've got the means to make fire, means to collect water. Again, that's why I've got these 1-quart bags. One Aquamira tablet will purify 1 quart of water. It takes 4 hours, but it's better than dying of thirst. So you have your means for fire, water, and shelter. I recommend something like this for everyone. If you have a family, every person in your family should have their own bag, and that way if there's an emergency you can escape to safety and have everything you need right there with you. Well, thank you very much for viewing this, and feel free to make comments or drop me a line, and I'll answer any questions. You have a good day.